Welcome to another episode of The Comics Should Smell Oh So Very Good here at Zanadu Comics. It's Casey and Morgan, the duo of comic bunkies that you've come to know and trust, even though we lie to you all the time.
They really shouldn't trust us.
Yeah,
I don't know why they would.
I don't know.
Is it a Stockholm thing? Can they just not stop watching?
Well, it's because you watch every week and you just start to believe.
Yeah.
You know? Like, this is going to be
like
worth $500. Buy 5 copies next book. No. Anyway, so DC, as usual, has been rolling out lots of new stuff, continuing their Rebirth line here. We have Deathstroke Rebirth, Christopher Priest, Carlos Pagulian, yes. Bringing you the adventures of Wade Wilson, no, that other Wilson, or Slade Wilson. See, you know, it bleeds in my head. He's got all this blood on him, he's looking red, you can't really tell ninjas with guns from ninjas with guns, I mean, whatever. Anyway, Deathstroke is, as most people know, one of the most badass assassins in the DC universe, and, well, you know, he tends to not take lightly to people who try to kill him, and he definitely lays some smackdown in this issue for sure. Christopher Priest is very funny, wrote some great Black Panther stuff too, which we just got a collection of.
Mm-hmm. And some more violent anti-heroes from this Rebirth. We have the next in the installment of Suicide Squad's Most Wanted, this one featuring El Diablo and Boomerang. This is going to be a 6-issue miniseries with 2 back-to-back features, all for $5.
Red Hood and the Outlaws, #1. The Rebirth issue came out a couple of weeks ago. This is Jason Todd and, man, giant Amazons with big frickin' axes. That's what this is about.
Pretty much.
Anyway, Scott Lobdell, Dexter Soy bring you more adventures of the once most hated Robin and now the most loved vigilante of Gotham here. Starts out with some really, really vicious old lady vengeance. Like, look at the size of that cigar. That's really large, as is that gun. And if that's any inclination, this book just kind of hits the ground running. Lots of Black Mask action. You got, of course, the inevitable and always necessary flashback to Joker beating the crap out of Jason with the crowbar, because they have to say that every time.
Yeah, really, every single time.
Every single issue.
And our last pick in the DC Rebirth countdown this week is Superwoman #1, written by Phil Jimenez, who also is drawing this.
Surprisingly.
Pulling double duty here, his first ongoing in a while.
Yeah.
And he's got, like, back with the real dense paneling that he had in Infinite Crisis. This is a meaty comic book right here. If you're expecting to just get, like, splash page after splash page and be done in, like, 15 minutes, it's not that. But what it is a pretty compelling story about not just one, but 2 great female leads in the Superman universe. We've got Lois Lane Superwoman, and then there's the mystery Superwoman Red. Yeah, they're pulling like a 90s Superman red and blue thing here. It's pretty awesome.
That's right. And the initials are LL. Which
that
is like half the
doesn't narrow it down at all. Is it Lori Lamaris? Did they bring back the Merwoman?
Totally did.
Did they do that?
We're going to jump completely away from that and into the gorgeous world of Yoshitaka Amano. This man is one of the more well-known Japanese artists in the last, like, 20 years. He did a ton of stuff for Final Fantasy, really kind of coined and you know, set forth kind of the imagination in the world of Final Fantasy with this very, like, fluid drawings of animals and magical creatures and very, very, very pretty men. There are
so much eyeshadow.
So much eyeshadow. But this dude, I mean, Amano has got range like crazy. There's everything in here from his Final Fantasy stuff to his hero book, which is way dark and really kind of inky. They even show you panel by panel how he, like, inks a cool little creature, which is really badass. And you get to see his very cool studio in Tokyo that I'm highly jealous of.
Alright, and my first pick outside of the DC universe is Black Panther #5. This is the first issue of the new story arc from Ta-Nehisi Coates, being joined by Chris Sprouse, a veteran of the comics industry. This is going to lead into the reintroduction of the Crew, but an all-new, all-different Crew, which is... Yeah.
Yes!
I hate to break it to you, but we're not getting Eli Bradley's kid. We're not getting anyone interesting. It's just gonna be every Marvel black person, I should say.
You can't. Oh, he can.
The Black Avengers, you could call it. It's kind of like, Debbie and Black Debbie, but we're not calling it that.
Wait, I thought that
crew.
was the Ultimates.
What?
I thought the Ultimates.
No, they're the Science Avengers.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's gonna be Black Panther, Luke Cage, Storm. I think they're putting Falcon in there. You can't have War Machine because
This
he's
is
dead.
totally the Black Debbie team. This is ridiculous. I
It's
can't
kind of
believe they're doing
awkward.
that.
But hey, they've got Manifold in there, and he's from Australia, so
Oh man,
there we go.
The original crew was awesome. Had the Captain America that nobody likes to talk about, has his kid, and it had white Black Panther that wore the trench coat. That was awesome, and he used double guns like it was a John Woo movie. It is in the Black Panther collection that just came out today. Buy that. I'm not messing around. It's really awesome. Back to less humorous Marvel things. This is kind of depressing. Spoilers, I guess. Hawkeye killed Bruce Banner if he's still dead. Is he still dead?
Yeah,
it's only been an issue.
Until the next round of the
Okay,
series.
all right,
We
well,
gotta wait
yeah,
until Divided We Fall.
Oh, okay, my bad. Wait, didn't that happen already?
No,
Oh, it's
no,
Divided We
no.
Stand, right?
I'm not gonna get into
I'm
this. We don't have enough
confused.
time to explain all that.
Anyway, Mark Guggenheim, Ramon Box, Gary Brown, really kind of bringing you around the whole Marvel universe, checking in with Daredevil, Hawkeye, Captain Marvel, some of the major players, onto how they're taking Hawkeye's very un-American turn of action.
What are you talking about? That's very American. Are you kidding me? Oh, killing a dude before he can do anything to hurt you?
This is true, right? Yeah.
Most American thing in the world.
Right?
Anyways, not to get too political, let's jump over to China here. Yeah, you
We're
thought I was done with DC?
We're just gonna get all the...
It's all DC books from here on out for me. I've got the second issue of Jean Luen Yang's New Superman. He and Victor Bogdanovic have introduced the world to Keenan Kong, who...
I can't believe that's his name.
I'm gonna be honest, he's kind of an asshat. But he's getting better, with great power comes hopefully great responsibility. Right?
Yeah, I mean, after
Maybe?
he gets his butt kicked a couple times, maybe he'll learn.
He does get his butt kicked like at least 3 times in this book.
Well,
It's pretty awesome. He's like flying through, like eating a bunch of pork skewers here, like dropping and showing people, like it's awesome. I don't know, this is a pretty cool book. I really like what they're doing with the bootleg sort of Justice League here. Like the name of the story is Made in China, so that gives you a little bit of a hint towards where they're going with this.
Right.
It's really fun stuff, and yeah, might as well check it out.
Cool. Big release from Image this week. Jonathan Hickman has not put out so many new #1s lately because they don't always pan out, but we're back with a new one.
He's gonna put out #2 lately.
Yeah, we're not going to mention that. He's still living off that Avengers money. Anyway, all hail God Memon. I mean, the Black Monday murders. Bringing Jonathan Hickman and Tom Coker together. Tom Coker recently did... Man, I can't even remember what he recently did. I forgot what he has done recently, but he did do some cool Wolverine stuff a few years ago. He's back to a bit more of, and I know this is a little bit of an oxymoron, but like the organic kind of tracing method, where you're taking the TV stuff and making it a little more cartoony, a little more comic book, and then a whole ton of cool design stuff from Hickman. As usual, Jonathan Hickman does not make a comic that isn't very, very nicely designed. Lots of little cool tidbits of information in here.
At least 18 different diagrams.
Yeah, at
in
least
there.
18 different diagrams, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, double-sized issue, looking at $3, I want to say here. $5. Take that back. Double-sized issue.
Alright, and because we can't have a DC heavy week without tons and tons of bats, I have All-Star Batman #1 for you. Scott Snyder, the man who has driven the Batman franchise for like the last 5 years, plus John Romita Jr., one of the greatest superhero artists ever. If you have ever needed chunky fight comics, look for John Romita Jr. His Uncanny X-Men run is the greatest.
Bishop's knee pad is like this thigh.
Oh my god, yeah. But this sees Batman and Two-Face together on a road trip, while everyone in the state is trying to murder them. Yeah.
And chainsaws.
And chainsaws. I was gonna save that, but spoilers, Batman gets a chainsaw. It's awesome.
That's right.
Okay, they put it on the cover, so it's really not a spoiler.
That is not
but
a spoiler. People like the
Batman,
internet.
chainsaw, Batman and chainsaw.
End of book. Bowie. It's hard to beat Batman and Chainsaw, but Bowie does a pretty good job of coming close. 30th anniversary of Jim Henson's Labyrinth features a few stories from the world of Labyrinth and its cute little kind of scary creatures. Gustavo Duarte does a great thing in here. Daniel Bayliss, Kyla Vanderklugt, who's very nice in here. This is some really great Jim Henson stuff. Archaia is doing a really great job, really kind of paying homage to what is, at this point, a kind of classic. So, yeah, very, very nice. Single special one-shot commemorating 30th anniversary.
And let's go a bit deeper than 30th anniversaries. We have right here the latest in a line of awesome trade paperbacks DC has been putting out. The Golden Age Batman, Volume 1. This is from so far back in Batman's history that he didn't have a Batcave. He didn't have Alfred. He shot people. A lot of people. I mean, technically, most of those people were monsters, but, they're still people. Monsters are people, too.
That's right.
You've got, Batman versus the Mad Monk, Batman versus the Monster Men, both of which were turned into awesome miniseries by Matt Wagner, and the Monster Men is going to be the inspiration for the new big Batman crossover coming up in October, I believe.
Cool.
Riley Rossmo is going to be redesigning all of them, but you get to see their origins here as, Hugo Stranger's a huge, almost Solomon Grundy-looking guys in their big, silly hats, climbing buildings Gotham King Kong style, to the point where Batman has to hop in a plane and start trying to gun them down. It's amazing. There's a lot of really weird, pulpy villains that he fights, Joker going around with axes, trying to murder people on castle rooftops. It's awesome. Really a whole different bag.
Yeah, brought to you by Bob Kane and Friends. That's another story for another video.
Speaking of things we don't have time for.
Nope. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and come get your comic books. We'll be here to sell them to you. Bye.